Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Asadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the news is out throughout the world of ISKCON that Melbourne is the reigning book distribution champion of this geographic area. For many years, when Melbourne and Sydney were both a bit inactive in book distribution, New Zealand reigned supreme. But that was yesterday. And yesterday is gone. Well, you have to have some sympathy on the Kiwi book distributors. They're operating in a population of the entire country is less than Melbourne's population. But a lot less. What's Melbourne's metropolitan population? Yes. New Zealand is like 4.6 million people. But for many years, we could count on New Zealand being the champion of the down under region. But Melbourne has built such a machine, and its chief competitor, Sydney, kind of, well, I'll have to pay them a visit. So you built a mighty Sankirtan machine powered by Lord Nityananda's mercy, Lord Chaitanya's mercy. And it's a tribute to the management of the temple that they are facilitating the devotees in this congregation to get such a special opportunity to be blessed by Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. As Aniruddha Prabhu was pointing out, yes, we are, in one sense, doing transcendental business. But try to understand that when people pay for the books, they're doing service, and that service allows them to understand the books. First of all, it's not their money. They think it's theirs. It's all Krishna's money. And when you graciously and politely and tactfully get them to hand over their money for a book, that is devotional service. And as I always remind you all, how Srila Prabhupada stated that even if they just take the book in their hand and express appreciation, nice, interesting, but they hand the book back. Not today. That appreciation is the beginning of Shraddha, transcendental faith, and it's enough to give them a human form of life in the next birth. So you win both ways. If you can get them to appreciate, or if they actually purchase the book. You're changing hearts. The problem in the world today is that there is no process for cleansing the heart. And therefore you see the same old problems and crises manifesting again and again. So this Sankirtan movement is transforming people at the deepest level. What to speak of giving them an opportunity to have a human form of life in their next birth. Otherwise, what is their future? Normal life in such an insane materialistic society means meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication. Yet, such persons absorbed in such hellishness can come in contact with Krishna. So you may wonder, what are the inner dynamics of book distribution. Srila Prabhupada once explained that based on the sincerity of the book distributor, as noted by the super soul in his or her heart, the super soul in the heart of the recipient, of the potential client, potential customer, the super soul in his or her heart says, this is a nice person, you should take the book. So you're operating in a team with Paramatma, and that's what makes Sankirtan book distribution so exciting. You're actually part of a team with the super soul. Sometimes persons have no desire to take a book, but you can actually see the super soul pushes them. Take it, take it. This is comparable to a sun shower. You have these in Melbourne? Sometimes the sun is out shining and yet rain comes. So similarly, sometimes there is no detectable cause for someone taking a book, but the super soul in the heart tells them, take it, take it. Krishna is independent. Now you may say, well, why doesn't he do that for everyone? But Krishna has his ways, and he fulfills, generally Krishna fulfills the desires of the living entities. If they want to avoid Krishna, Krishna tells them in their heart, don't take this book, you don't want to know about me. But because Krishna is independent, sometimes, even though the person doesn't want it, because Krishna is the super soul and the supreme controller, Krishna can intervene. You don't want it, but take it anyway. Give it to a friend. So there is such realization possible in your Sankirtan efforts. You get to see the three modes of material nature and how they act. You can see people's operating under the three modes of material nature. You get such realizations. So again, we want to thank all those who participated in the marathon, both front lines and the backup persons. And we look forward to your continued championship. But of course, the others, they're going to start to get agitated. They can't in Melbourne have all the glory. It's good to be challenged. And transcendental competition is wonderful because Krishna is the only winner. So you built a very powerful transcendental machine. Let it increase. You have the nucleus. Just consider you have the nucleus. Now add on to it. And in this way you can look forward to increasing every year as you've done this year over last year. You have the efforts, as Aniruddha Prabhu was saying, you have the efforts by the Maharatis, and you have the weekend warriors all combining together to show you that it's possible in this day and age for massive book distribution to go on. In a tactful way, in a healthy way, in a devotional way. So yes, you can be transcendently proud of yourselves as long as you understand that your abilities are not yours. You can be happy that Krishna is using you. You can take pride in that. Somehow or other, Krishna is using you. As I was explaining this morning in Bhagavatam class, my own humble breakthrough after 2 years of doing nothing every day. I told Brigupati Prabhu, who had run over to me and asked, what's going on? You've got some new secret, some new technique you haven't told me. You've done 0 books practically for 2 years, and all of a sudden, the books are flying out of your hand. I told him the absolute truth. I said, after 2 years of doing nothing, there's no way I can think this is me. I've learned the hard way that I'm not the doer. So this is the luxury of Srila Prabhupada's book distribution. You get to feel Krishna's intervention. You see that in yourself. You see that in the persons you deal with. I'm particularly happy to hear about the set distribution. Of course, we appreciate any book distribution, but the set distribution is the real mark of a successful yatra. So please continue with your divine efforts. Start thinking now about how to make the increase. And you'll taste the ever-increasing nectar of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan mission. How the ocean, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, the ocean of Sankirtan nectar is always increasing. One devotee was talking with Srila Prabhupada and asked him that, what about the desire to distribute your books birth after birth? And Srila Prabhupada explained a very deep point. He said, that is self-realization. Otherwise, why would you take so much trouble to distribute these books if you didn't love Krishna? So your desire to distribute books, he said, is self-realization. And the desire to distribute these books birth after birth is pure devotional service. Not that, it's a very deep point now. Take note. The desire to distribute books so that one will go back to Godhead is not pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means no return am I expecting. I'm just distributing the books because I'm distributing the books. I'm not going to twist Krishna's arm demanding any benediction. This is a high level. This is how Srila Prabhupada is incomparable. He taught pure bhakti, a height of pure bhakti, embedded in such practical circumstances as devotees trying to distribute his books. So we all have that opportunity to be connected to this great mission. My advice to you is, especially when you're young and healthy, or younger and healthier, take advantage of those assets and somehow or other be connected to Lord Chaitanya's book distribution. Thank you.